everyone doing? Where should this go? Over here? Yeah, I reckon. Thank you. Thanks for all chipping in there. Just dealing with a bit of the architecture. Hello, how are we all doing? That vibe is electric, guys. I'm Ania Magliano. I'm half Italian. That's the first thing you should know about me. Though most people kind of guess it because of my surname. Magliano is a very Italian surname. It means I always end up having exactly the same conversations about it. And I think this is probably true for anyone who has like a vaguely foreign-sounding name. They always go like this. Magliano. Is that an Italian name? Yeah. It is, yeah. Oh, no way. See, that's actually kind of crazy because I'm Italian as well. Yeah, I know, Dad. Oh, it was my dad all along. Bit of fun. Yeah, where are we going next? My parents are divorced. God, that was sad. Actually, by means of a cheer, does anyone here have divorced parents? Okay, not a cheer, but fine. Who said yes? How old were you when your parents got divorced, if you don't mind me asking? 7. Oh, okay, not to story top, but I was 3, so lucky me. You win in the end, I guess. But there's this advice that people like to give you if your parents are getting divorced, especially if it happens when you're a child. They go, don't worry, there's a silver lining. At least you'll get twice as many presents at Christmas. We've all heard this advice. Maybe some of us have even given it. Personally, I don't really think it's worth it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll have no model of a loving relationship, but I'll get 2 sets of Sylvanian families. That's 2 sets of families more functional than mine. I don't want it. I just moved to London 2 months ago from living at home with my mum and stepdad. I live alone now. It's good. Yeah, I think I like it. It saves on some of the like awkward situations you can get into when you're living at home. The worst one for me was always if you're watching a film with your parents and a sex scene comes on. Yeah, I can feel the awkwardness in the room. Like, to be fair, I should stop suggesting we watch porn as a family. That's a little joke about porn for the eagle-eared amongst you. That's a joke. I want to clarify, I am a feminist. That's important. I love feminism. I reckon it's going to be huge, so keep your eyes peeled. It's on the up. That's what I will say. It taught me a lot about myself, like not only intellectually, but also physically. And this might sound weird, but I feel like there wasn't very much sort of sex ed at my school. For a long time, I had no idea what was going on down there. A very sort of mysterious zone. I knew I had one hole for weeing. Yeah? What? Imagine if that's how I found out that wasn't what it was for. Okay. 1 hole for weeing, confirmed. 1 hole for pooing. Thanks to the men for chipping in on that one. Someone's an expert. Okay, 1 hole for weeing, 1 hole for pooing, and then what is going on? A USB port? Might have been more useful, to be honest. Sometimes that joke also doesn't quite get like a reception because the men with girlfriends in the audience are busy looking at them and going, are you sure? Well, I'll charge my phone in there next time. I'm 21 years old. That's something I should mention. It does, legally make me the youngest comedian ever, which is very exciting for you. It often freaks people out when I tell them that I was born in 1998. Is that weird? Cool, no one gives a shit. But like the way people tend to react is if I like suggest, okay, so for example, I don't remember Princess Diana. There we go. Now we're getting some recognition. Don't remember 9/11. I know it's weird. Now you're starting to figure out how young I don't remember Henry VIII. Like, I'm such a little baby. So young and fresh. But because I'm 21, that is technically being an adult, right? And I know I am an adult, but I often feel like I'm not very good at being one. So, for example, I've joined the club. Hello, the relatable material finally coming out to play. Okay, well, so I wonder if you'll relate to this. I often feel like I'm a good adult because I've got a to-do list, right? That's a very mature thing to do. But the problem is I keep forgetting that I have a to-do list. So I'll just be going about my day doing tasks, and then later on I'll remember that I've made a to-do list, and I'll have to add everything that I've already done onto the to-do list to then cross it off straight away and feel like I've achieved something. I mean, that's not a to-do list anymore, that's a memoir, right? The other thing that I know I'm not very good at is, and this will take a turn, is dirty talk. Yeah, that's where we're going. I found this out on a one-night stand I had. Like Joe said, you've got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. Except obviously in this case, it's more like you've got to have sex with a lot of frogs before you find out. It's way easier with men. Yeah, biologically and emotionally. This one-night stand took place at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I was working in a venue like where people were performing. I wasn't performing. And there was this comedian there who was doing a show, and he was really, really funny and really smart. And I really fancied him a lot, and so I slept with the bartender from downstairs. So we're there. I'll just jump into the story. We're there. I don't know what the best way to describe this is. We're sort of mating, I guess, is the word. He's, plugging away, and I'm just sort of there as well. I know how it works. And so we're sort of just getting to know each other, I guess, intimately. And after about 20 minutes, he decided to say something. Yeah. Red flag for me. I mean, I'm sure dirty talk is great for some people, but it's just like, there's already a lot going on, isn't there? Like, let's just all calm down. One thing at a time. And I think there would probably be 3 situations where I could handle any sort of talking in the bedroom. Just me personally. Number 1, if one member of the partaking couple suffers an untimely cramp in the buttock or thigh. It's fair enough, isn't it? Number 2, if one member of the partaking couple needs to stop and write the anecdote down for some stand-up. And number 3, if it's getting late and you need to wrap up the job interview. So what he said was none of these things. He said, this is going to be awkward for you to hear, but it was awkward for me to live, so we'll get through it. He said, it feels so good to be inside you. Yeah, okay, don't laugh. I'm sure it does, but I mean, if I could do it all day, I would. But the problem was, he said it 20 minutes in, right? Felt like an afterthought. It didn't feel genuine, do you know? It was like a Moonpig greeting card. It was like a nice thought, but we both knew it had no real meaning. But I felt like I had to say something back, because you can't just leave someone on red for that. So I was just sort of rattling the old noggin for something to say back, and I thought, where do you even begin with this? Maybe like something quite humble, because I think I'm quite bad at accepting compliments in real life, so maybe that's the way to go in the bedroom, and sort of say something along the lines of, yeah, I can't take credit for that, actually. Runs in the old family, yeah. Us Maglianos, renowned for our gratifying genitals. Probably a bit too wordy, yeah. So then I thought maybe I'll actually do something quite cool and sort of try and take the higher ground and be like, well, yeah, that's the old pelvic floor exercises paying off. They're playing as well. I wouldn't have said that all, that was just me riffing there. Important to clarify that. But do you know what I mean? Like, who does a pelvic floor exercise? Only psychopaths. So I thought that's probably not the way to go either. And then I remembered I'd read some advice earlier that week in the Bible. Do you know? Yeah, don't flinch. And it says, treat others as you'd like to be treated. So I thought, do you know what? That's actually a good place to start, because I'll just say something that I would want to hear. And it doesn't matter if it's a bit more like tame or a bit more vanilla. It's just a good place to get things sort of going. So he'd said, "It feels so good to be inside you." There's a couple seconds of silence, some slapping skin, you know the sort. That was too graphic to include. couple of seconds of silence, and then I said, "Your parents' divorce wasn't your fault." And you know what, guys? He came instantly. Thank you so much. I've been Ania Magliano. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Ania Magliano! Guys, keep the applause going.